Primero que nada, quiero decirle que el Consejo pasó una resolución declarando el día de hoy bandera de hispanidad, la cual está volando en la plaza de Boston. Boston siendo la ciudad que pasan las cosas primero, la bandera de hispanidad se hizo en esta ciudad por primera vez. Ya hay muchas banderas. Y este documento que está aquí es la resolución que fue adoptada por el Consejo en unanimidad. Y tenemos ahí para que los que quieran pongan su nombre en ese documento, que después le daremos copias a todos, que indicará que ustedes están presentes el día que se hizo esa primera acción de nuestra hispanidad que queremos. Esa hermandad nuestra es lo que crea la fuerza de nosotros en todo, en Centroamérica, el Caribe, todos los descendientes, los nativos y los inmigrantes que han hecho y contribuido a este país tanto. El país está nombrado en español de costa a costa, hay muchas cosas, pasaríamos días y días hablando de eso. Pero yo sé el orgullo que ustedes sienten y lo más importante es celebrar esto. Es una manera de honrar el pasado, todos esos pioneros, aquí veo muchos, y dejarles saber a nuestros hijos que tienen que estar orgullosos de quienes son siempre. Y tenemos en este consejo tenemos históricamente la cantidad más grande de concejales latinos. Primero hay Julio Mejía, Ricardo Arroyo, Kendra Lara. Tenemos otros que hablan español, también varios. Anderson, hay como 6 concejales que hablan español y que tienen parte de su familia también. Gabriela Colera, tiene hispanidad en ella, y también la nueva concejal también de Mission Hill, y muchos de ellos hablan. Si no, nosotros estamos aquí hace muchos años. La primera vez que se celebró este evento de hispanidad, ahí está toda la historia, cuando se declaró la semana, después un mes. Y en Boston, aquí en el City Council, hace 29 años que lo están haciendo, y quiero reconocer a una persona que también hizo historia cuando ella sirvió aquí, era la concejal del Distrito 6, Mara Hennigan, que fue cuando ella sirvió, fue la primera vez que habían 4 mujeres. Y déjeme decirle que cambia mucho quién tú tienes aquí en esta mesa haciendo la decisión. Ahora nos damos cuenta, teniendo al concejal Arroyo, a Lara, Mejía, que siempre está ahí luchando, tenemos que darnos cuenta que aquí es donde se hacen las decisiones clave. Y cuando Hennigan vino, muchas de las cosas que ahora, eso de el test de mammography y todas esas cosas, la salud para la mujer, en ese tiempo el dinero se gastaba, pero los estudios eran más o menos la salud del hombre, etc. Y no personas de color y no mujeres. Y esas 4 mujeres, y teniendo esa voz y voto, por eso es muy importante, inscríbase, voto, porque el voto es la voz y la fuerza de nuestra comunidad y es nuestro deber cívico. Y quién sabe más que eso, que siempre mencionamos a la reina de Bota Bota, que es Julio Mejía, que ganó por un voto. Y cae en el boleto otra vez. Y entonces aquí está también el presidente del consejo, que es nuestro anfitrión, junto con todos los concejales. Y lo importante de hoy es que cada uno de los concejales, todos los 9 distritos y los 4 por toda la ciudad, ellos escogieron a alguien para reconocer como pilares, porque tenemos hombres y mujeres que hacen el cambio día a día en esta ciudad, en todas las áreas, en educación, en deporte, en música, y siempre hemos estado. Y estamos aquí por muchos años, estamos presentes y estaremos aquí para siempre. ¡Que viva la hispanidad!
¡Que viva!
Ahora vamos a tener una presentación de nuestro baile. I'm sorry that I spoke en la lengua de Dios primero. I'll translate that briefly, but we're celebrating Hispanidad, which means, and in the resolution, it means anybody that identifies as Hispanic, the natives, they were here, they will have to recognize all those wonderful tribes, and that's why too, Hispanidad means tribus unidas. So when you mention the tribes, and we come from all over, and the two ends of the world there are touching the parts where Spain is and Africa. And then in the part of North America, Caribbean, Central, and South America. So it's the area where most of the Latinos live, and we're all over, and we've made a tremendous difference. And so every year, you know, we have to celebrate that. And everybody joins, because we have a little bit of Hispanic in each of us. And ahora we're going to have a little music, because we always celebrate with music, and Bene Danza. Bene Latin Dance. Yeah, they're going to dance for us, and then y el DJ Amador también. Okay.
Un fuerte aplauso, por favor.
Vamos a hacer en la lengua oficial. We're going to read the official proclamation that this council passed, and remembering the 29 years that we have been celebrating Hispanic heritage, and in it, it tells the whole story of how it started and how in America we should always celebrate and the symbolism and that unity of the pluribus unum. That's what America is all about, all the tribes coming together. And we're going to read it, and we're going to start. But first of all, we have a committee here that a lot of the Latinos and friends that helped here prepare the flyers and everything. We always have a team. And we're going to read that proclamation that was signed and passed by all the councilors. And let's talk on Ana.
Whereas the Hispanic Heritage Celebration in the United States began in 1968 as Hispanic Heritage Week under President Lyndon Johnson and was expanded by President Ronald Reagan in 1988 to cover a 30-day period. It was enacted into law on August 17, 1988. And whereas the theme for 2023 is Todos Somos, Somos Uno. We are all, we are one. And
whereas Boston City Council, together with Tu Hispanidad, celebrated its first Hispanic Heritage Month gathering in the Yanela Chamber in 1994. And whereas Boston City Council has continued this tradition, honoring Hispanic leaders, business, and organizations for their outstanding dedication and service to the Hispanic community, the City of Boston, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and beyond, and
whereas Tu Hispanidad Tribus Unidas celebrates with pride and joy the outstanding contributions made by Hispanic natives and immigrants, and all those with ancestral lineage to Spain, Mexico, Africa, and the Caribbean, Central and South America. And whereas Tu Hispanidad Tribus Unidas celebrates, embraces, and shares this rich heritage, folklore, and traditions with the universal languages of education, respect, music, dance, and love with the world. And
on October 11th, 2023, the Boston City Council celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month and will recognize and honor outstanding Hispanic leaders in its districts and at large. And Tu Hispanidad flag will be raised for the first time in Boston City Hall Plaza, and now therefore be it.
Therefore be it resolved that the Boston City Council, in meeting assembled, does hereby proclaim Wednesday, October 11th, 2023, to be Hispanidad Flag Day in the city of Boston, and the flag is flying. ¡Que viva la Hispanidad! And make sure you all sign that document that you were all here on this momentous occasion. And now we're going to call the president of the council, And we're also going to have the first time that the flag was raised with Mara Hennigan and President Kelly, Mary Mara Hennigan. El presidente del Consejo, Ed Flynn.
It's an honor for me as the council president to welcome everybody to this chamber today as we celebrate Hispanic heritage in the city of Boston, across the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. We came here to celebrate the enormous contributions that the Hispanic community has made to Boston and to our country, and your sacrifices you've made to our city and country. So I'm honored to be here with you. It's really a day of celebration, celebrating our proud immigrant roots, celebrating Boston as well, of being a city that always welcomes immigrants and respects immigrants here in the city of Boston. But I'm honored to be with my city council colleagues that are here. And I'd like to recognize them and give them an opportunity to speak as well. But we also have the opportunity, each city councilor is recognizing one person in their community, from the Hispanic community, that has made significant contributions. And that's another aspect of today's event. Before I do recognize my city council colleagues, I do want to recognize former city councilor and current clerk of courts, Mara Hennigan, to please join us on stage and say a few words.
Buenas tardes, señoritas, señoras, mis amigos concejales, Ciudad Boston. Mi nombre es Maura Hennigan, yo soy magistrada corte. It's hard to believe 29 años, 29 years ago, that my good friend Juan Lopez and I and others such as Javier, Juan Jose, Jorge Vargas, Juan Verde, who's not here, we all thought that it would be wonderful to recognize the contributions of the Latino community. So I am just very proud to be here today, and always proud to come into this council along with good colleagues who I had served with, Councilor Flaherty, who I served with, and all the councilors who are here today who also recognize the great contribution of the Latino community. So thank you, muchas gracias, and have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you.
I will. Hola, voy a tratar de traducir todo lo que han dicho. No me juzguen porque fue mucho. Buenas tardes, no sé, buenos días. El presidente del concejal le quiere dar las bienvenidas a todos y le quiere agradecer a la comunidad latina por todos los sacrificios y las contribuciones que hacen a la ciudad de Boston y al país. También dijeron que hace 29 años, hace mucho tiempo, empezamos todo esto y hoy pudimos levantar la bandera. Solamente queremos darle la bienvenida y saber que no solamente hoy celebramos nuestros esfuerzos, pero todos los días somos personas alegres, personas luchadoras y personas que nos ayudamos entre todos, y el cielo es el límite para nosotros si estamos unidos. Gracias y bienvenidos.
I do want to recognize my city council colleagues in the order that they arrived, and give them an opportunity to say hello. And I know that they've done incredible work on the city council in supporting all of our immigrants and recognizing the contributions of the Hispanic community to our city. I'm going to try to go in order. Our good friend Juan Lopez is writing it up for me now, but I know the first person that was here is City Councilor Murphy. City Councilor Murphy, will you please come to the podium? Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you for bringing such joy and music into this chamber. It was wonderful dancing with everyone, so thank you for that. And I'm just so proud to be here celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month with my colleagues, but all of you in the community, all of these leaders, neighbors who makes the city of Boston such a great place for me to live, for me to raise my family, for me to now be on the city council and be able to work alongside you to make sure that we're delivering and making sure that you have everything you need to make this city work for you. It also is an honor that we all got to choose someone. It was hard. It was hard to choose just one, but to choose somebody that we wanted to celebrate today. And I live in Dorchester. I'm one of the at-large city councilors, so I represent the whole city. But on Dorchester Day, the first Sunday in June, is always the wonderful parade down Dot Ave. And every year, I do see the dancers going down Dorchester Avenue, and they dance in lots of other places around the city. But the person I chose to recognize today to give an official city council resolution is Jocelina Leon. In recognition, oh, yes, whoa, come on down. And so Jocelina's grandmother, Estrella Tropicalis, is the founder of this dance group, an organization that she started in a Boston schoolyard to teach Spanish-speaking students traditional songs and dances. It's what she said, which is wonderful. She wanted to make sure that the Latino children stayed connected to their culture during recess, and became a baton twirling and dancing journey for her. So this year they actually celebrated their 50th anniversary. Woo! Congratulations! And Jocelina is here with one of her students here. So I wanted to make sure that we recognized you for being a recipient of a Pillar of the Hispanic Community Award for the City of Boston. So thank you for being here. Maybe you could teach me some moves, okay? Thank you.
I would like to say thank you to everybody here today. Like she said, my group is 50 years old this year. We will be doing a celebration. My grandmother started this. My mom contributed, Reynelda Rivera. She's very known in the Hispanic community. And I continue the legacy of my grandmother to keep children learning their culture, Hispanic heritage, because it's important that they do, as they're born here and they don't know from their countries, the importance of the culture. And that's what I'm here to do, to teach the kids. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Murphy. I do want to let me recognize all my council colleagues that are here, and then we'll just continue with the order. First was Councilor Murphy, Councilor Coletta, Councilor Braden, Councilor Mejia, Councilor Flaherty, Councilor Baker, Councilor Arroyo, Councilor Durkin, Councilor Fernandez Anderson, Councilor Louis Jean. This time, I would like to recognize City Councilor Gigi Coletta to the podium. Councilor Coletta.
Thank you so much, Council President Flynn. Good afternoon. Buenos dias a todos. Welcome. My name is Gabriela Coletta. I'm the City Councilor, proudly representing East Boston, Charlestown, and the North End. I'm honored to represent the beautiful community of East Boston, home to many Hispanic and Latinx brothers and sisters who have moved here from places like El Salvador, Colombia, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, and many, many others. While I feel like it's important that I honor my own journey, and on this journey of realizing my identity, I owe a great deal of gratitude to my abuela, Celia Trujillo, and it's important that I always name her in these spaces. Our family fled to Fort Worth, Texas during the Mexican Revolution to escape political persecution. When she moved up here in the 1950s to be with my grandfather, the pressure to assimilate meant abandoning her culture and her language in the newfound neighborhood of East Boston. And so it is in her honor that I am committed to breaking these cycles of assimilation and ensuring that future generations are proud to celebrate the beauty of their individual cultures and traditions. Fortunately, East Boston has come a long way since that time, and we've benefited from amazing, incredible Hispanic and Latinx activists who have uplifted our community. Some of them are here today by fighting for housing justice, immigration justice, climate justice, and education justice. I'm so proud to have the opportunity to honor and celebrate one of these folks today in Noemi Rodriguez. Noemi is a Salvadoreña from San Vicente province. She is currently the Waterfront Initiative organizer at Green Roots, where she fights for environmental justice and organizes her neighbors to do the same. In 2007, Noemi emigrated to the United States in search for better opportunities. In 2013, she moved to East Boston for a better quality of life and easy access to the MBTA. Ever since, she's organized in East Boston against displacement and has participated in various public forums, manifestations, and community events. In her free time, she loves to talk and help people understand their fundamental human and tenants' rights. She enjoys inviting people to join the movement, La Lucha, for a better life free of forced displacement, free from depression, and for environmental justice to ensure clean air for all families in our neighborhood of East Boston. I've personally gotten a chance to know Noemi through organizing in East Boston against a proposed substation in our neighborhood. She is an absolute force to be reckoned with. She has remained resilient through her own challenges. And I just witnessed last night, she speaks truth to power. And I'm just in awe of you every single time we're in the same space, and we're so lucky to have you in East Boston. So congratulations, come up here and get your award. We're also joined by members of Green Roots. We have folks from City Life Viva Urbana here to celebrate. So we are so lucky that we have this beautiful coalition of folks fighting for East Boston.
Gracias, ¿verdad? Agradezco mucho este privilegio. ¿Verdad? No es fácil la lucha, pero siempre hay que ser positivos, perseverantes en la vida, ya que, ¿verdad? Para mí es ser un inmigrante más de este país es un orgullo, ¿verdad? Ya que contribuimos a ayudar no solamente a nuestra comunidad, sino que también en lugares, ¿verdad? Más amplios, lo que es la educación, ¿verdad? La inmigración, y cómo todo esto nos afecta y nos golpea a través del tiempo, pero estamos aquí, ¿verdad?, para crear esa unidad y luchar juntos para poder, ¿verdad?, sobresalir en un país donde nos ha dado la oportunidad para crecer y desarrollarnos junto a nuestras familias. Muchas gracias a todos.
The next city councilor I would like to invite up is Councilor Braden. And after we go through all of the city councilors, we will do a group photo with all the city councilors and the award recipients as well.
Thank you, President Flynn. I'm really honoured and delighted to be with you all this afternoon. It's a wonderful opportunity to recognise the contributions of the Hispanic community in Boston. I am the City Councillor for Allston-Brighton, and in my work in Allston-Brighton, I work every day with business owners and folks who live in the neighbourhood of Hispanic heritage. And one of those people, the person I'm honouring today and asking, is recognising that there's so many activists, so many people all across our city who work every day to make this city better. You're here. But there's one person I want to honour today. It's Gloria Rivera. Gloria, do you want to come up? Like other neighbourhoods in the city, we were facing many challenges. One of the biggest challenges we have is the increasing cost of housing, displacement of immigrant families, working families from our neighbourhood, because it's just so expensive to live in this city. And we've worked hard to have a new master plan for Allston-Brighton that would try and establish the need to have housing for everybody so that folks aren't displaced and have to move out of our neighbourhood and go somewhere else, move out of our city and go somewhere else. And in that process, we're doing a district-wide needs assessment. And in the last few months, everywhere I go, I bump into Gloria. Gloria is a small business owner. She's an incredible connector in the neighbourhood. She connects people. She elevates the questions. She asks the questions. And she has been an incredible contributor to our community over many years, but also in our more recent stage when we're doing a needs assessment. She's everywhere. And I really appreciate your willingness to get in the ring and bring people's voices into that conversation, because so often when we do these city processes, we don't always capture the voices of everyone. We don't always capture the voices of our immigrant population, of our population who English is not their first language necessarily. So I really want to honour Gloria for her incredible contribution. She is an incredible connector, a networker, and an incredible valued member of our neighbourhood in Alston Brighton. So Gloria, being a recipient of the Pilar de la Hispanidad 2023 award, presented by the City Council as a Hispanic Heritage Celebration, in appreciation of your outstanding contributions, serving and informing the Hispanic community, the City of Boston, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and beyond. So I want to thank you for all your great work. I look forward to continuing the work with you, Gloria, and thank you so much for all you do. Thank you.
Thank you. I received the honor. Pero yo vine a este país en el 1994 y era un país humano, amistoso, oportunidades para todo el mundo. Llegué a este país en el 1994, no tenía una visa y me quedé. O sea, me quedé sin papeles y sin documentos. Pero entendí que los documentos no hacían las personas, porque encontré muchos mentores en mi camino que me enseñaron el valor que yo tenía como ser humano. Nunca le di mente a los documentos. Me enseñaron, pórtate bien y tendrás éxito. El documento no hace una persona. Comencé a conocer muchas personas que me enseñaron, me guiaron y me enseñaron la grandeza de este país. Y tuve la oportunidad de conocer tantas personas que me enseñaron que cuando usted sirve en este país, usted tiene más éxito. Y empecé a contribuir en mi comunidad, que era la comunidad de Jamaica Plain, hasta que me mudé 30 años atrás a la ciudad de Alston Brighton, donde tuve la oportunidad de llegar y no habían tanto hispanos. Éramos contados, pero como quiera seguí trabajando con las otras comunidades, integrada en lo que eran los hospitales, en los centros comunitarios. Ahí tuve la oportunidad de, gracias a Dios, conseguir muchos resources, muchos servicios para mis hijos. Tengo 3 hijos que crecieron en este país, donde le agradezco, y por eso cada día todo lo que yo pueda dar para mejorar la vida de las personas, yo estaré ahí. Porque gracias a Dios me dio la oportunidad, por ahí están mis hijas, de crecer 3 hijos que van a la universidad. Una es manager en JetBlue, la otra está en UMass, acaba de llegar de Japón, y el otro está estudiando en Harvard. Y todo eso yo no he tenido que pagar, yo lo he hecho gracias a todos los recursos que tiene esta ciudad, que los hispanos no se dan cuenta, porque tienen la creencia que como hablan inglés, ellos no pueden tocar puertas. El idioma no es una barrera, nunca lo fue para mí. Gracias a Dios ahora soy ciudadana americana, pero yo duré 12 años sin papel, sin documento, y cuando me dieron los documentos, no los necesité. Porque ya yo había hecho todo lo que tenía que hacer, había estudiado, aquí hay muchas clases de inglés gratis, aquí hay muchos recursos en todas partes para, no solamente el gobierno, aquí hay muchas organizaciones sin fines de lucro. Por ahí está Gladys, que sabe de todas esas organizaciones, que pueden ustedes llegarle, tocarle puertas a los hospitales, en todos esos sitios. No necesitan solamente el gobierno. Nosotros estamos ahí para ayudarlos. Y ustedes no saben, pregunten, pero aquí hay tantos recursos que ustedes no conocen, tantas cosas gratis que ustedes no saben. Entonces, Lléguenle a quien sea, no importa, yo no le tengo miedo. Ella sabe, yo llego a toda parte y pregunto. Sí. Entonces yo lo que quiero es decirle que yo los recibo humildemente, pero de verdad, mi premio es cada vez que yo veo una familia latina inmigrante que tiene éxito en este país.
I know we're like running over time, but I think what she said was very like touching. So I just want to translate it for the consulars that don't understand. But she basically said she came in 1994, and that this is a country where if you knock the doors will be open, and the resources are there. You just gotta ask the questions, meet the right people, don't be afraid. And she said this is not her reward. The certificate is not the real reward. She said the real reward is when she goes home, when she goes in her community, and she sees a family of immigrants that come from another country, and they make it. They make their American dream. That's the real reward for her. Thank you.
Thank you. The next person from the City Council I would like to recognize, but before I do that, I just want to say hello to my friend that's in the audience, Sam Hurtado, who is a former assistant to Mayor Kim Janey. Sam, it's good to be with you. At this time, I would like to recognize City Councilor Julia Mejia. Councilor Mejia.
Thank you, Mr. President. At large, City Councilor. Para que lo sepan, yo represento la ciudad entera. Y también le voy a dejar saber que todos los que fueron nominados por todos los distritos councilors también me pertenece a mí, porque si yo no puedo, nada más era uno, pero toditos son conmigo, ¿ok? So, por si acaso. Estoy bien orgullosa de estar aquí. Ustedes saben que yo soy la primera mujer hispana elegida aquí en la ciudad de Boston. Hicimos historia en el 2019 y estoy bien agradecida que con el pueblo mío y con mi comunidad he aprendido a hablar el español un poquito más bonito, ¿verdad que sí? Porque cuando uno viene aquí a este país, algunas veces viene con una maleta llena de sueños y esos sueños algunas veces son una pesadilla. Porque vinimos aquí como inmigrantes sin saber hablar inglés y tenemos que pelear para todo. Y esa batalla que nosotros tenemos aquí en la ciudad de Boston es una cosa que me llena a mí el corazón viendo tantos líderes aquí que todos los días dicen presente y todos los días se levantan a decir vamos a llegar más lejos que estamos aquí. Y por eso yo estoy aquí bien orgullosa de verlos toditos ustedes como líderes de la comunidad siendo reconocidos por su esfuerzo aquí en la ciudad de Boston. Ay, Dios mío, mira, qué emoción. Quita eso de ahí. Dropping the mic aquí como yo solamente puedo. Anyways, I'm just going to be I will abbreviate quickly for my colleagues. I'm just incredibly grateful to be here celebrating and honoring all the Latino community leaders across the city of Boston. And as an at-large city councilor, I'm taking responsibility for all of the ones that have already been nominated because I'm at-large, so all of y'all are part of the crew right here. And no, just really wanted to honor the fact that a lot of Latinos come to this country with a bag full of dreams, and oftentimes those dreams are a nightmare because we have to fight for everything. We have to learn how to speak the language. We have to assimilate to this country. Y cuando yo vine aquí, mi nombre era Julia Melania Mejia Peña. ¿Oyeron? My name was Julia Melania Mejia Peña, and I wanted to be anything but Latina. I did not want to speak English. I did not want anyone to make fun of me, so I became Julie. That's how people knew me. That was my American name. And what I have learned over these years is that we should never minimize our accents and leave our long names at the door. Okay, nosotros tenemos que entrar en todos los cuartos con nuestro acento y el nombre entero de nosotros, porque nosotros debemos ser orgullosos de ser latinos. Okay? Y oigan, aquí en esta ciudad de Boston hay 130,000 latinos que viven aquí en Boston, 130,000 latinos, y solamente cada día más seguimos creciendo. Eso quiere decir que nosotros tenemos un poder fuerte aquí y tenemos que demostrarlo todos los días. 130,000 Latinos live in the city of Boston. right? And it's really important for us to recognize that pride, that we are growing. We don't die, we multiply. So ya tú sabes. So I'm here to recognize, dímelo. Mira, I'm here to recognize a friend and a colleague of mine, Doug Chavez, who's the founder and principal of the Chavez Group. Doug manages the firm business development and serves clients on government and community relations. Prior to joining the firm, Doug served as a political organizer and advisor on the Deval Patrick's presidential campaign, as well as my historic and successful one-vote win in 2019 in the recount process. A native of New York City, Doug joined the team of his mentor, former Governor Deval Patrick, serving in Governor Patrick's administration as the Deputy Director of Compliance for DCAMM, Division of Capital Asset Management and Maintenance, as well as the Deputy Director of SOMWBA, which literally stands for State Office of Minority and Women Business Assistance. In those roles, Doug focused primarily on increasing economic opportunities for minority and women-owned businesses, as well as workforce development for communities of color for women across the state. Prior to working for the Commonwealth, Doug served as a constituency director for the Deval Patrick campaign for governor, where he mobilized voters in communities of color, especially new immigrants where English was not the first language. He has also served as the deputy finance director for the campaign, and it was part of the fundraising team that raised over $5.2 million before primary day. Let me say that again. Raised over $5.2 million before primary day. Prior to moving to Boston in 2005, Doug lived in New York, where he was the senior retail analyst for Sean P. Diddy Combs' clothing line, John. Previously, he worked as a retail planner and associate buyer for Macy's department stores. And just so you know, I covered the presidential elections back in the day, and we crossed paths when I worked at MTV, and I had to let P. Diddy know about himself. So Doug, it's good to have that little history with you. Doug was born in the Bronx, New York, and raised by immigrant parents. He was awarded a Better Chance Inc. scholarship to attend Milton Academy. After graduating from Milton, Doug attended the University of Pennsylvania. In 2013, Doug was named as one of the Commonwealth's most influential leaders in the Latino community as part of El Planeta's 100 Power Meter, and was also recognized with an official resolution by the Boston City Council for his commitment to increasing opportunities in the city of Boston throughout the state. Doug, it is with great pleasure that we bring you up to get your recognition for all your hard work in the city of Boston. Doug, come on through. Let's hear it for Doug. Y ya ustedes saben, pa'lante con la raza.
Thank you. I'll be brief. I didn't know we were supposed to speak. For those who don't know me, that was more my business bio. But those who know me know that my passion is to try and improve the opportunities for communities of color in Boston, in Massachusetts, and across the country. My passion has been to help elect women and people of color to office, to improve our situation, to improve policies that affect our communities. Having, as Julia mentioned, I'm a son of immigrants. My mother's from Colombia, and my father's from Costa Rica. And I learned a lot from their struggles. I'm a first-generation college student, and most recently, learned more about my father, even though him and I always didn't see eye to eye. He's the reason I'm in this country. He passed about 3 months ago, and it was a very difficult time. And but it reminded me of why I was here, and it was to help improve our communities and try and get more opportunities for immigrants, people of color, and all, as Julia says, all means all in Boston. And I also love to be a connector and try and connect people across Boston with opportunities, whether it's supporting businesses of color, restaurants, barbershops, whatever. We always need to support our people, our communities, and always keep that in mind, because especially after COVID, a lot of these businesses are still struggling. So let's keep supporting them and go into these restaurants. I'm tired of hearing of businesses closes Recently, El Oriental de Cuba closed in JP. That hurts. So let's keep our barbershops, our businesses, all open, support. Okay, and thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to call City Councilor at Large Michael Flaherty.
Thank you, Council President. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Soy el concejal de la ciudad de Boston, todos la ciudad, para 20 años. And thank you to all of you for that support over the years. So it's an honor and a privilege to be your at-large councilor. We live in the greatest country in the world, and we live in the greatest city in the country. And a big part of that is because of its diversity and what you all lend here in the city of Boston and to our country. It's been sus familias and sus lagros that we benefit from as a city, and we can boast of being a great and diverse city as well as a great and diverse country. So, and I've had the privilege and the honor of serving the entire, Juan and I debate Latinx all the time. I'm a Latino, Latina. That's how I learned it at BC High and Boston College. But for Hispanic Heritage Month, it's just been truly an honor to work alongside all of you in your different organizations over the years, and maybe a better person, maybe a better city councilor, and a better advocate on your behalf. And the collective nature of what we do here, and being able to lean on Juan. And I saw Claire Brooks. She's still Claire from my office. Claire is Honduran and adds tremendous value to what we do here as an at-large councilor, but I wouldn't be able to do it. The city wouldn't function. It goes back to actually to the Flynn administration. Former Mayor Ray Flynn formed sort of the first, it was not only neighborhood councils, but he had, I think it was the first in the history of the city, he had Latino representation at every level of city government, particularly his executive staff. And so I know Juan is very familiar with that, so it's kudos to our former Mayor Ray Flynn that really kind of understood and recognized the value of the Latino community here in Boston and brought them in to City Hall in decision-making positions throughout his entire administration. So a warm round of applause for Ray Flynn, who probably is watching at home for his connection. But I have an additional honor here to represent and to also recognize the great talents of Marcela Bustamante. Marcela is the recipient of the recognition of the benefit of Nuevo Dia, ADHC, LLC, and the dedicated staff. So she's here on behalf of the organization. We're recognizing her talents, but it's also on behalf of the entire organization. She's played an integral role in the mission, along with her dedication and passion. It's been instrumental to the success of Nuevo Dia. Marcela is a Colombian national, immigrated to the U.S. as a child with her mother, studied and prepared for her career in Boston. She used the values of work ethic instilled by her mother into founding Nuevo Dia Senior Program. Located on Amory Street, the program provides nutritious meals and extensive day programming for us seniors. She has a great team behind her, dedicated service to seniors in the city of Boston. It's very much appreciated by our entire community and those she serves. And those that know me and have gotten to know me over the years know how close I am to seniors across the city, particularly our Latino seniors, probably given the relationship I had with my mother and my grandmothers and how they cared about seniors, and they recognized the role and the value of our seniors in our city, that they've paid their dues, that they've paved the way, that they've raised children, and in some instances raising grandchildren, and the tremendous added value that they have to our city. And to know that there's an organization like Nueva Dia and others out there looking out for our seniors in their elder years. When things are changing, they could have some health issues. They could be having some memory care issues, but having a place to go that obviously is culturally sensitive. And I know that my colleague and I, Ruthie Louisiane, were over there recently for a celebration of just an awesome facility, and it was really home. And it's an extension of the participants and those that take advantage of the program. It's an extension of their home, and it provides a safe place for them, but also it provides a safe place for their sons and daughters and their grandchildren who are busy in school and at work, but they know that their mom and their dad or their aunt or their grandmother is in a good, safe place here, right here in Boston at Nuevo Dia. So without further ado, I want to bring down Marcela Bustamante to recognize her time and talents.
Thank you.
That's yours, and get a quick picture.
Yeah.
You have the floor.
Thank you. I'm a very shy person, so I'm very honored. I'm here representing our team. I'm nothing without our team. As Councilor mentioned, my mother had a vision, my mother and father had a vision to help the senior community, and I honestly did not know how much I loved what I do till I was noticing what the gap of services that they need and just gap of resources that that there are available, but that seniors do not have access to because of whether it's language barrier or just can't mobilize. So I love connecting our seniors with anything that is available around Boston, which is a lot. So I love that, and again, I just want to thank our team and our counselor for honoring us, stopping by every time to play bingo and dance. We really, really do appreciate it. Thank you.
The next person is Councilor Baker, but before I recognize Councilor Baker, I'm going to hold my recipient to last, and it's a woman from South Boston in the West Broadway development. But as we were dancing, I was learning a couple new dance steps, Latino dance steps. But there was another woman with them. She's a friend of mine, a neighbor of mine in South Boston. She actually teaches Irish step dancing. So we were both doing the Irish dancing and the Latino dancing at the same time. That's Peggy Woods. I want to recognize Peggy Woods. At this time, I'd like to recognize City Councilor Frank Baker.
Thank you, Mr. President. Did we get video of you dancing by any chance? I hope so. I hope so. Congratulations on Hispanic Heritage Month. We've already thanked Juan. Juan, you're a trailblazer. I'd like to thank the younger people from the staffs that helped to put this together. Malachi from my office, Laura and Anna from Eddie's office, and anybody else that put it together. Those are just the names that I know. When we celebrate things like this, we celebrate, it's that immigrant story, and that immigrant story is always family, it's always hard work, and it's always trying to help your community and whatever that community is. And in that light, I thought about who I was going to honor here today. And the person that I want to honor is Brian Chavez. And I can't talk about Brian. Yeah, come on down, Brian. I can't talk about Brian without talking about his father, Hannibal. If anybody's from Dorchester has had their car fixed in Dorchester, they know Hannibal. Hannibal is the type of person, yeah, Hannibal's the best. Hannibal's the type of person that you just feel Hannibal. You know he's a good person. So you know that his children and his grandchildren are gonna do good things. They're gonna work hard, they're gonna give back. And the other part of it is food. So when Brian, the first endeavor that I met him in, he was keeping Hi-Fi Pizza open in Fields Corner. Hi-Fi was like that staple in the neighborhood. If it closes, what are we going to do? Hi-Fi's closing. So Brian did that first, and then he got involved in, got involved in the cannabis industry. And Brian, he's the only social equity applicant to secure 3 locations in Boston, but he's also from here. He's doing business in Dorchester as a social equity applicant, and he's hiring people. He's giving people an opportunity to work and learn a new industry. So for those reasons, for the hard work of his family, for the protecting the food. It's food, it's music, it's hard work, and all our families, there's a certain thing that bonds us all. And I think as we move forward, we have to start, as a society, as all of us, have to start thinking and more importantly, talking about what bonds us all more than what separates us. So, family, hard work. Brian, you're the best. Thank you. Please say something.
Thank you very much. Really humbled and honored to be here. I want to thank everybody here. I want to congratulate the other recipients. A lot of great stories, really admiring. But I want to thank, first off, my mother, my father, because without them, there would be nothing. They came here in '79 and early '80s, learning how to figure it out. My mother, Margarita's in the crowd, so I'm so proud of her. And like many of us, right, we come from families where you know, they come to America, they want the American dream. They don't necessarily have it all figured out, but through hard work, doing the right thing, being themselves, great things happen. And I just want to thank everybody. Thank you so much.
Brian. Can you give that to the whole group?
I'd like to recognize City Councilor Ricardo Arroyo. Councilor Arroyo.
Buenos días, gracias Juan para todo su trabajo, poniendo esto juntos cada año. Cogen mucho trabajo de él y de otros que trabajan para nuestras personas. Quiero decir gracias a Jordan para el trabajo que él hizo ayudando aquí. Es un orgullo ser latino, es un honor trabajar para ustedes cada día en esta ciudad. Muchos de los concejales que vinieron antes de mí hablaron de este país siendo el mejor país en todo el mundo, y es un país con mucho promesa, y es un país donde muchas de nuestras familias hicieron más para ellos, pero no es un país fácil. Es un país que a veces tienen problemas con la forma en que tratan a nuestras comunidades, a los inmigrantes, a los latinos, y cada día se pone mejor por el trabajo de muchos de los gentes que están aquí en este cuarto y en esta ciudad. Y quiero dar mi gracias a ustedes para el trabajo que tú estás haciendo y que hicieron para hacer todo esto posible. Esta ciudad es difícil por un montón de razones, pero una de las razones es porque información, y concejal Mejía habla de esto mucho, la información es difícil de encontrar para servicios, para la noticia, lo que está pasando y por qué está pasando. Y el persona que yo tengo el gran honor de dar no sé si lo llamo un premio o qué, pero Alex García. Alex García empezó su carrera como periodista en Boston al Día. Sí. Porque él entiende que información es poder, y en el forma que él puede, él da a nuestras comunidades la información que necesitamos para tener poder. Pero esa no es la razón que yo estoy haciendo esto hoy para Alex. Es que en esta ciudad que somos tan gran parte, yo creo que Julia dijo que es 130,000, algo así. Sí, un montón. Es difícil en este país crecer viejo, porque hay muchas partes de salud, de vivir solo en este país de invierno y todo eso que le hace difícil, más difícil que debe ser. Lo que Alex es el dueño de Nuevo Día. Oíste, antes de concejal Flaherty, de todos los servicios que da Nuevo Día a nuestros adultos mayores, pero lo que no oíste es que es el único en todo de Boston que tiene dueño latino. Alex es uno de esos dueños. Alex y Paola, su esposa y su familia están en Hyde Park, en mi distrito. Pero el trabajo que él hace cada día para hacer un futuro más grande para las comunidades adultos y mayores, para sus padres que estaban peleando cada día para hacer este país, esta ciudad mejor, es algo que toca mi corazón y también es necesario si vamos a mover para adelante como debemos. Así que tengo el gran honor de dar este premio o reconocimiento a Alex García, pero antes de darle, voy a hacerlo en inglés también. So I'm going to try to summarize it in English as well. You know, it's a great honor and privilege to serve as your counselor here and to work every day on behalf of the Latino and Hispanic community here in Boston. We've heard from many folks about how great this country is and how much promise this country has, but we know that it does not always exhibit those characteristics in all of its forms all of the time to our immigrant communities and to our Latino communities, and that everything that we have gotten better at, every day we get better as a country, as a city, in how we serve our communities because of the work of the people in this room, because of the work of the folks who are here being honored and the folks who are not in this room, who every day make Boston their home, make it a choice to live here, make it a choice to make this city better, make it a choice to make this city serve them. And it's an honor and a privilege to be in your presence today. Alex Garcia is who I'm honoring today, and I'm honoring Alex for a couple of reasons. Alex started his career working to bring information to our communities, and Councilor Mejia often speaks about information deficits or not having sort of a understanding of how the city government is working, how the city is working, why it's working in those ways, and how people can get involved. And Alex Garcia helps bridge those gaps at Boston Al Dia, where he's a host and someone who breaks down those issues for our communities. And that in and of itself is incredibly helpful and powerful and worth recognition in this award. But what he also is one of the owners of Nuevo Dia, which you had heard about earlier in the services that they provide for our seniors in our community. There are a number of health deficits and difficulties that our community specifically face, and Alex and his team stepped up to make sure that they bridge the gap for our seniors and for our grandparents and parents, who are those same people who I'm speaking about, who fought to make this city better, more welcoming, and made sure that people understood that we're here and we're not going anywhere, and that we're going to continue to make this better. And so making sure that they have the care and services that they deserve at this stage of their life is incredibly powerful, and it's my privilege to honor him. I won't give all of the background on Nuevo Dia, because I think Councilor Flaherty summed up a lot of that very well. But what he left out was that Nuevo Dia is the only Latino-owned adult daycare in the city of Boston. I think it's incredibly important to recognize that fact and to recognize Mr. Garcia. So without further ado, Mr. Garcia, gracias por todo lo que tú haces.
Ricardo dijo mucho ya, yo solamente dijo mucho, y sabe que los periodistas hablamos mucho, pero voy a ser breve. Primero quiero dar gracias a Dios. La gente siempre dice Alex, de que estaba en televisión, Alex, pero ahí está Paola, ella es mi esposa. Paola ha sido la mano derecha, la mano izquierda en muchos de los proyectos que yo me he involucrado. También quiero dar gracias a Juan, que ha sido mi mentor por 20 años en Boston, desde que vine a Boston. Gracias, Juan. A Ricardo y su papá, que lo vi por ahí, a su papá ahorita, también, que recuerdo que fue el primer concejal hispano electo aquí en la ciudad de Boston. A don Arroyo también, un honor para mí también haberlo conocido. Decía que la gente siempre dice Alex aquí, Alex allá, muchas cosas que me toca participar en esta ciudad. Pero ahora yo tengo un nuevo rol. ¿Sabe cuál es mi rol? Hacer como McDonald's. ¿Saben cómo McDonald's donde hacen las hamburguesas? Sembrar todo Boston y más allá, si me lo permiten, llenar esta ciudad de Senior Center. ¿Saben por qué? Porque ahora es fácil para los concejales como Julia, como la señorita, como Roxy, que son una nueva generación, entrar aquí, abrir las puertas, sentarse, recibir favores, vamos a decir, en el buen sentido de la palabra. Para mí llegar a un sitio, aquí está Ale, llegar allá, saludo a todo el mundo, pero esa puerta no fuimos nosotros que la abrimos, la abrieron los seniors, con su trabajo, con su esfuerzo, cuando aquí era difícil ser hispano, ser de mi color y no hablar inglés. Ellos se esforzaron, lucharon, abrieron esa puerta y ahora nosotros tenemos el beneficio. Y la idea mía es, junto con ese equipo que está ahí, que se paren, porque la gente siempre dice Alex. Ese equipo ese equipo de Nuevo Día me ha seguido las ideas y quiero decirle que no es el primero. Ya hemos fundado 3, llevando salud, alegría y amor a esa comunidad envejeciente. Lo que pasa es que este es el primero de dueño hispano, como decía Ricardo, porque a veces hay barreras, pero yo soy de la persona que creo mucho en Dios. Y si me dicen, es dura la pared, que se prepare porque yo la voy a tumbar. Yo voy a persistir hasta que la tumbe. Y esa es la visión, de verdad. Muchas gracias, muchas bendiciones y vamos a seguir trabajando para que los latinos tengamos un mejor nombre en esta comunidad. Gracias.
Gracias, Ricardo. Gracias a usted,
At this time, I would like to recognize the newest councilor on the Black Bloc, Councilor Sharon Durkin. Sharon. At this time, I did make a mistake. I apologize. Could I recognize City Councilor Fernandez Anderson, Tanya Fernandez Anderson?
Thank you so much, President Flynn. I know my name is down there somehow, but I've been here, so thank you so much. I do have to go to an event. I apologize. Hoy estamos aquí representando los pilares de hispanidad y yo como una caboverdiana, como una africana, estoy aquí como una hermana para celebrar con ustedes, para darle honra a su cultura y también todo lo que les representan. Empezando de los pilares o pilar de hispanidad, estaba pensando de la cultura, de la música, de cómo celebran, de cómo expresan, de cómo involucran su espíritu de comunidad, pero también de gobierno, porque no hay comunidad sin envolvimiento en gobierno, ¿verdad? Estaba pensando de todo su sacrificio, de toda su lucha y cómo es ser hispano en América. Y pensé, en primer lugar, claro, que América pertenece a los hispanos. América pertenece a los hispanos, a los indios, a toda la mezcla, el mestizo y espectacular entre una mezcla de ¿cómo se dice? Español, de indios, pero también, o de indio americano y también de negro. Y pensé todo en eso, en la cultura de mi sacrificio y cómo es la señora Gloria. Yo también, como una africana, como una mujer negra, yo llegué aquí de 10 años y también sin documento. Claro que yo quedé aquí 17 años sin documento y ahora soy una concejal de Distrito 7. Entonces, pensamos todos que como seres humanos que compartimos ese lugar que se llama Boston y como concejal Arroyo estaba diciendo que no siempre le representan lo que dicen que representan. El espíritu de inclusividad, el espíritu de decir que aquí se pertenecen a todos. Pensé, ¿a quién le voy a dar la honra hoy? ¿A quién le respeto más? Esa persona que te le voy a representar no es una extraña, es una mujer fuerte y con un corazón de un ángel. Pero no siempre que ella se le reciben por sus intenciones, ni siempre nosotros tenemos espacio, se le abran la puerta para recibir una persona tan fuerte que viene y representan a ustedes. Siempre es fácil decir de la historia, decir que ustedes lucharon, no tenían documento o las oportunidades o los business y reconocimos con documento, con papel y sido gracias, ok, todo bien. Pero esa mujer que te voy a presentar. Ella es una persona que vino en gobierno y dijo, ese espacio pertenece a los latinos también. Ese espacio pertenece a todos los pobrecitos que están en la casa pensando cómo voy a buscar comida para mis hijos. Esa persona siempre habla de inclusividad cuando llega a idioma, a cómo vamos a tener dinero para beneficios y también para y programas que nos benefician a la comunidad hispana. No es solamente celebrar a hoy, no es solamente recibir un documento que dice Pilar de Hispanidad, pero también a empujar a esa puerta, ¿verdad? Señora García estaba diciendo que abre la oportunidad con la lana, para darnos oportunidad para tener un espacio aquí, en un gobierno, en Boston, con sinceridad, no solamente decir por la boca. A hoy, esa mujer la creo mucho, la quiero mucho y ella tiene mucha vergüenza de venir. No te lo van a esperar que te lo voy a presentar. Con mucho amor, con mucho, y como se dice, te lo agradezco mucho como una amiga, como una pareja aquí en el trabajo, como una concejal. Quiero presentar a hoy Julia Mejía. Ahora, un saludo de palmas a Julia, por favor. ¿Puedes compartir algo con nosotros?
Ok.
En español.
Oigan, yo estaba bien guapa que ella me eligió a mí. No, sinceramente, porque al final del día esto es para levantar la comunidad. Entonces me siento un poquito avergüenzada que fui yo. Pero debo ser sincera también, porque yo nada más eso es ser sincera. Es que yo trabajo duro para mi gente. Y yo sé que no hay nadie aquí que carga con toda su gente en su corazón como lo hago yo. Y yo lo hago por mi mamá. Porque mi mamá es como todito ustedes. Vino aquí sin nada. Trabajó 3 trabajos. Yo limpiaba oficina con ella. Para yo estar aquí en este concejal como la primera mujer hispana elegida, esto es para ella. Para que todo el mundo vea que yo valí la pena. Y estoy bien agradecida por el apoyo y el amor de mi comunidad siempre. Gracias.
En el fin, quiero agradecer los boricuas y los dominicanos que me enseñaron a aprender español. Mira, o si dice vente para acá o ven aquí, no me importa, que ahora hablo español. Muchísimas gracias por todo, por tu corazón y todo amor. Gracias.
At this time, I'd like to recognize City Councilor Sharon Durkin. Councilor Durkin.
Hi, it's an honor to be here. And my grandfather, who's 94 and a Spanish immigrant, would be really honored to see this room growing up in rural Georgia to a Spanish-speaking grandfather who didn't read English. Seeing Boston celebrate Hispanic culture and celebrate all of the cultural identities here today is just incredibly moving to me, so I'm really grateful. I am honoring someone from my district who haven't actually had the chance to meet yet, but that actually, to me, tells you everything, is when you call around and you say, who's doing the work? I've been in this job for 2 months, so I haven't had the chance to meet every mover and shaker in the district, but from what I've heard, Sigardi Pina is, come on up, is one of those people. Sigardi's life life story began in the city of Boston, where he spent his formative years residing in South Boston until the age of 14. He moved to Mattapan, where his personal growth and learning journey continued. Following his graduation from the Boston Public Schools, Sigardi pursued higher education and earned a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from Wentworth Institute of Technology. He currently works at Signify, a lighting company, formerly Philips Lighting. Through his journey, his commitment to community development and education has consistently guided his path. Currently, he resides in Fenway, but has been very involved in Mission Hill as well. His dedication to improving lives through Boston's Latin community is clear through his involvement with Sociedad Latina, drawing from his own experience as a youth leader through the Youth Arts Mastery Program. He possesses an understanding of transformational impacts that Sociedad Latina can have on the community. As a dedicated volunteer, he serves on the board of directors and actively advances the organization's mission. What truly sets him apart is his role as chair of the Alumni Advisory Committee, where he embodies his commitment to provide space and re-engage former youth leaders with activities and workshops. In his position, he encourages fellow alums to contribute to the SL, contribute to Sociedad Latina participants, whether by sharing their skills, dedicating their time, or providing resources. His transformational journey from being a successful graduate of the Boston Public Schools to becoming a successful engineer, combined with his commitment to Sociedad Latina, reflects the core principles of community leadership and volunteerism. His commitment to support Sociedad Latina through re-engagement initiatives and creating space for former youth leaders to give back makes him a deserving nominee for this incredible award that you're sharing with so many wonderful leaders in Boston. His impact for community and drive to inspire, I know we're going to be hearing more from him and about him in future years. So it's my honor to give the Pilar de Hispanidad 2023 award to Sigardi Pina. Thank you. Go ahead.
So I'll be brief. So I started at Sociedad Latina when I was 14 years old. Now I have 14 years that I've been involved with Sociedad Latina, so it's been a really long time. So going through the program myself, I know how impactful it is to have just an organization that's there to mentor you, and that's there to give you a little bit of guidance. Personally, myself, I say that Sociedad Latina has had a big impact in me graduating with my bachelor's now as an electrical engineer. They were the ones themselves that sort of guided me through that whole process. So I know firsthand how impactful an organization like this is. And this is why I'm always happy to give back to this organization. When Sociedad Latina had their capital campaign, when they were going to buy their building in Mission Hill, I was happy to help and give my youth perspective, similar to how I'm doing now. And we were able to raise funds in order to buy the building. So now all the programming with Sociedad Latina in the building, they own the building where all their programming is, which is a huge achievement. And now that I graduated with my bachelor's in engineering, my focus is re-engaging the alumni in the community, because again, I realize it's not about me being successful, it's about the community being successful. It's about us being successful, and this is always my goal. So I'm really excited, I'm really honored to have this award, and it's only the beginning, so thank you very much.
I'd like to call up Councilor Louis Jean to the podium. Councilor Louis Jean.
Hola a todos. Buenos días. Mi nombre es Ruthzi y yo soy concejal para de toda la ciudad, y yo puedo entender español más mejor que yo puedo hablar, entonces yo voy a hablar solamente en inglés. But I just want to say felicidades, congratulations to everyone. Yes, big up yourselves. I'm in my first term on the City Council, and it is just such a joy for us to be uplifting all of the Latino leaders in our city. I see people like Sandra, Noemi, Alex, and the whole Nuevo Dia team, Gloria, people who deserve to be celebrated every day. And so I hope that all of you feel celebrated, if not every day, at least today, and we honor you and the contributions that you've made. Honestly, also to Juan, who is just such an important part of our lives here on the City Council, and an important part of the Latino community here. I am a Haitian American. My parents are immigrants from Haiti, so very much identify with the immigrant story. And you know, Haiti shares an island with Dominican Republic, Quisqueya. And there's so much that we have in common and so much power when we are able to work together despite our differences and realizing how much we have in common. I grew up, my best friend is Dominican, so I grew up with her and understanding not only eating my favorite foods like chofan and mofongo, but also understanding how powerful we are when we are working together. And that's why it brings me an incredible, incredible honor to introduce my honoree and a great pillar here in Boston and in the Latino community and in our young leaders especially, Jose Valenzuela. In his traditional wear, so good job, Jose. But it is such an honor to recognize Jose, born in the Dominican Republic and raised here in Jamaica Plain in the Forest Hills neighborhood. He's been teaching history for over 15 years in Boston Public Schools. So a dedicated teacher. That in and of itself deserves recognition and appreciation. Also, shout out to Al Vega, another Latino leader who I've known since I was 14 years old. One of my first bosses. So back to Jose though. However, Jose's teaching is only the beginning of him using his platform to engage students and empower them to change their world. In 2012, he founded Boston Youth Wrestling, an organization committed to youth development in Boston through the sport of wrestling. However, Jose quickly realized that there was a much larger mission ahead of him to develop self-discipline, confidence, and hope in our young people. Wrestling just became a means of getting kids in the door. Jose grew up in Jamaica Plain and credits the sport for many of his own successes. He began wrestling in the 6th grade at Boston Lions School, I think a year ahead of me, which had the city's only wrestling program for public school students at the time. And he went on to wrestle for 4 years at Williams College in Massachusetts. When he started teaching history at Boston Lion Academy 9 years ago, the school did not even have a wrestling team. He has single-handedly transformed the non-existent program at Boston Lion Academy into a qualifier at state tournament. Yes. I'm gonna give you all the claps today. Now, in a testament to how far things have come, there are over 60 students on the team, and in February, all of the young women on the mixed gender wrestling team qualified for a regional tournament. So wrestling is for everyone. In 2019, he was selected as a 2019 Patriots Difference Maker for his commitment to Boston Youth Wrestling. In 2021, his organization merged with another to become Beat the Streets New England, serving wrestlers across the New England region in Massachusetts and Rhode Island. Not only does he do work in the classroom for wrestling for both our young boys and girls, but he's also a staunch advocate for equity in our public schools. Today, when he's not teaching or supporting his wife and one son, with one on the way any day now. Born on Friday, okay, congratulations. You didn't tell me that, okay. He dedicates every spare moment to helping uplift our youth. Thanks to him, thousands of our kids every day wake up to a brighter future. And has been the theme that so many have said today. His story is not possible without his family, his father who is here today, Eduardo, his sister, Paloma. So thank you for the collective work in creating this incredible young man, Jose Valenzuela. So congratulations, and thank you for being here.
Hello. Like Doug, I am not prepared for a speech. I'll keep it brief. I just want to say thank you. I feel really honored and humbled to be up here. I was just like a skinny little Dominican kid, immigrant kid here in Jamaica Plain, and now I get to stand up in front of all of you, and I think that's kind of special. And I always think about that skinny kid when I think about my students and who I work with, so I always keep that in mind and try to create experiences that I wish I had when I was younger. And that's mostly what's important to me. Y también felicidades a todos que recibieron un honor hoy. Gracias. Oh, and thank you to my wife who let me be here today.
Okay. Shout out to Darcy. Yeah, shout out Darcy.
On behalf of City Councilor Kendra Laura, could I ask Michener to please join us at the podium, please?
Good afternoon, everybody. Jesus, my back. Sorry. Can we give a round of applause to the nominees again before I start? Congratulations to all you all. My name is Michael McMillan. I'm standing in for Councilor Laura. I'm happy to be here. She's under the weather, so I'm presenting the award. Also familiar with this individual's work. She has done a lot of work at Midget C. Haley. Our friendship grew once we took a trip to Ohio for a community workshop, a weekend-long community workshop. I gravitated towards this woman. Her name's Carol Miranda. I saw that we had the same heart for community. She wasn't in it for the accolades or the highlights. She understood her purpose and the impact she could create. From clothing drives, cookouts, workshops, the list goes on. I witnessed a lot of Carol's greatness up close and the impact she has created. Carol Miranda runs the organization called Tree of Life for the past 10 years. Like I said, from clothing drives, father groups, and family support groups, Carol has done a lot and covered it all. She's done the work in communities such as Archdale, South Street, Nate Smith House, Julian Martin Building, and along with their incredible team. Carol sees a fire and she doesn't panic. She gets to work. So this is why I want to honor Carol Miranda today. I'm truly grateful to have the opportunity to honor someone that I call the boss, a community leader, and most importantly, a friend.
Oh, I have to talk. I'm going to say this. I'm going to share something really quick. My father's from Puerto Rico and my mother's from El Salvador. And not a lot of people know that my mother is from San Vicente. So, Noemí, tú eres de San Vicente, ¿correcto? Pues quiero hablar contigo después. Quiero conocer a más gente de San Vicente. I don't know very many people from San Vicente, so that is important. When I see someone or hear someone, I'd like to learn about where my mother is from. She came at 17. She's 70 now. I don't know much about that country. But I do want to share that my parents always said, you have to learn about your culture, but you have to live it. Tienes que aprender sobre tu cultura, pero también vivirla. And a lot of us don't do that when we're here. So that's what I bring into the community. I tell the families, you're here, but your culture lives. So let's learn about your food. Let's learn about your music. And let's incorporate that in our family. So every day, or every other day, I do Puerto Rican food, I do Salvadorian food. And that's how I keep my culture alive. And that's what I try to teach the community. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now it's my turn to present an award to someone that I've known for many years, someone that has given back to the Hispanic community in South Boston, whether it was at Mary Ellen McCormick Public Housing Development, whether it was at West Broadway Development or Old Colony and Lynch Development. Someone that's been very active in the South Boston Acción, which is a Latino group that promotes the culture, but it also advocates for their rights, to ensure that they're treated with respect, that they in their community are heard. And Claudio Osorio has done that, representing tenants in public housing, representing the Latino community throughout Boston, but she's done that with integrity, with humility, never looking for credit, but always giving back and helping someone in need, especially a senior or a person with disabilities. She's been there. Her friends from the community have been there as well, from the task force, from the public housing development. So I know, Claudia, that you're really representing your friends in the Latino community throughout South Boston, throughout public housing, and we're honored to have you here today.
Bueno, gracias a todos y yo quiero hacer un reconocimiento porque mi trabajo como voluntaria no es solo mío. A un grupo que ha venido conmigo también, que representa solo una parte, a las mujeres de South Boston, de mi comunidad, que siempre están ahí en todo lo que tengamos que hacer. También quiero agradecerle al que me introdujo a la comunidad, a Samuel Hurtado, que él fue el primero que me descubrió. Y bueno, también quiero un agradecimiento con la que estoy trabajando ahora con Peggy, que ella hace que mi trabajo más fácil y mi voluntariado más fácil. Muchas gracias a todos y gracias a Ed Flynn, a todos, a Anita, que la quiero mucho, a todos. Gracias.
Councilor Flaherty, can you join us for a photo?
Congratulations. Good to see
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So the program will continue, and at the end of the program, we will have a nice buffet reception for everybody. But before we do that, we do want to continue with the entertainment, with the music. At this time, could I ask Esther, please, to come forward? Yeah. Esther is going to join us, lead us actually, come on up, Esther, lead us in the national anthem. And then immediately after that, I would like to do a group photo with all the award recipients, with my city council colleagues. Immediately after the national anthem, I'm going to press the buzzer so people can start coming in. Esther.
Can we please stand for the national anthem of the United States? I have the flag behind me. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare bombs are bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free?
That was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful edition of the national anthem. At this time, let me ask Juan to come forward.
So as you know, we have a committee that always puts this together, and there's a lot of people in the community. I want to recognize from Tu Hispanidad that has been working. Juan Jose Sioane was one of the past president of this organization over the years. And I also want to thank Al Vega, who's the president, and Jorge Vargas, who's the treasurer of the Greater Boston Labor Council, the Latin American Advancement, and Javier Argote also, they contributed to today. A lot of these events, we have folks that contribute. So you can see the wonderful decorations and so on. And we have, that was done by Davila Decorations. And Monica Mosquera with the, she does the dance and teaches, and they all do so many things. And DJ Amador. We do have some resolutions for them, for DJ Amador, Monica, and Oveida Davila, if you could come, the president. Anna and some other committee members. And thank you to Esther. What a version, huh? Of that.
Felicidades. Thank you. You danced tambor.
Yeah, I did pretty
good.
I did pretty
You
good.
moved your hips really well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Nosotros nos felicitamos.
And at this time, you guys can stay up here. At this time, could I ask my city council colleagues to please come forward, and the award recipients to please come forward, and the volunteers that made this day possible. I'd like to get a group photo of everybody.
Yeah. Did you dance tambor? Yeah, of course.
You look more handsome.
Yes.
Anna and Laura, come on up, guys. Come on. Give us a couple minutes. People are just gathering here. I'm not going to miss Councilor Mejia.